Well, hi everybody. I'm Mark Sennett, as you know, and I'm thrilled to have an opportunity to congratulate all of you on graduating and starting a career in one of healthcare's most important and most difficult professions, pharmacy, the management of pharmacotherapy to improve outcomes in patients. You accomplished a lot over the past 4 years. Let that sink in. Congratulations. Excellent job, guys. My sincere thanks to Dr. Prescott and particularly Professor Fiebelkorn and Dean O'Donnell for inviting me to speak to you about how rewarding your career will be and how cool it is that you're able to start your journey at the University of Buffalo. A bit about me, I'm from upstate New York, Syracuse, and as I tell my New York City colleagues, the true upstate, I completed a pharmacy residency in Cooperstown, New York, and then got an opportunity to grab a position doing tumor research at Montefiore Medical Center. I had no experience in neurosurgery, nor had I ever been to the Bronx, but I figured I'd give it a shot. That was 31 years ago, and I never looked back. I consider myself lucky for having a love called pharmacy. I haven't worked a day in my life, and you know what? I'm convinced that it's because the foundation for whatever I started began at Cook Hall on the North Campus at UB. UB prepared me for all the challenges I've encountered and the opportunities I've embraced over these past 30 years, whether it be pharmacy practice, neurosurgery research, or involvement with the New York State Council of Health System Pharmacists and ASHP. And I know that you guys are prepared as well. If you're not aware, ASHP has developed recommendations for the year 2030 that focus on 3 significant areas that are paramount for optimal health outcomes. First, precision medicine. Secondly, heightened awareness of patient-centeredness. And last is utilization of evidence-based data. It's obvious to me that these skills are emphasized in your training. I see it in your actions, your words, and that savvy that comes from being a UB grad. You will exemplify the school's mission to improve health through innovation and leadership in pharmacy education, clinical practice, and research. In a nutshell, UB gives you both the competence and confidence to be comfortable being uncomfortable and taking those leaps, taking on those challenges that goes with being a successful practitioner. As the writer T.S. Eliot said, only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. And this is even more important today than it was when I was in your shoes in 1987. So as you begin that journey, that passion, let me leave you with what I call my simple guide for success for pharmacy, this great profession of ours. First and foremost, remember, you will always know more about pharmacotherapy than physicians and other healthcare providers, period. And then take that skill on the road to every community pharmacy, every clinic, every managed care organization, every hospital. Whether you know it or not, you are all leaders, leading both the patient and the healthcare provider to the most effective and safe pharmacotherapy. There's no profession more up to the task. You know, I'm a big history buff, and one of my more favorite historical figures is the 6th President of the United States, John Quincy Adams, who said, if your actions inspire others to dream more, to do more, to become more, you're then a leader. This service is your path to success, to teach, to motivate, to inspire, to energize. And it's your obligation, not the next guy's. Third is to have goals, because if you don't know where you're going, how are you going to get there? Stretch yourself. Be that confident optimist. Never think about why you can't do something, but rather figure out how you're going to get it done. There's a lot to be said for that proverb. It's better to ask forgiveness than permission. And with this all, don't be afraid to fail. To me, failure is not about getting it wrong. It's about never trying at all. If at first you don't succeed, well, so what? Never settle. And lastly, don't be a cheap GIFer. You know those guys are always waiting for Friday and the weekend to come? Don't forget about Monday through Thursday. Remember, every day is a gift. Again, my sincere congratulations on a job well done. I wish for you the same passion, the same fun that I'm having as a pharmacist. Live that life of a confident optimist. Remember, you're a leader in the management of pharmacotherapy. And remember, you are a graduate at the University of Buffalo School of Pharmacy. Thank you.
Three, two, one, action.
Hello everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Marissa Gaskowski and I am the president of the class of 2020 UB's Pharmacy School. So normally graduation speeches are obviously not in this setting, but given the circumstances, I tried my best to recreate a normal speech by purchasing an Amazon cap and gown. However, the gown was not exactly in my budget, so we're using a bathrobe. And I am joined by my class today. So I believe in a normal speech, they sit behind me or in front of me, something like that. So I'm just going to put them off the side here. So again, not ideal settings for any of us. For some reason, I feel like the class of 2020 has been on a very long episode of Punk'd. However, I don't think anything could be worse than having to give a diabetic foot exam to one of my classmates again. So I guess we really shouldn't complain. I'm just trying to look at the bright side here. But in actuality, thank you very much to the faculty and staff for working extremely hard to try and give us the best rotations that we can get and normal graduation celebrations. I know everyone is very frustrated and I'm sure everything is very difficult to deal with at this time, so we all really appreciate it. As for my classmates, I'm not really sure where to start. I think it's all been great for the most part. There was a point in time I remember going through one of those days where we had a kinetics exam and a compounding exam and probably something else. And I remember looking around and thinking that there was not enough deodorant in the world for today. And I felt like we all felt the same way, but we were all just smiling and getting through it. We all got that Matt Paremba email every week, braced ourselves for how interesting our week was about to look, and we just made the most of it along the way. We tried to do a mannequin challenge, and that was an epic fail. Some of us played in a pharmacy volleyball league, which if you don't know about that, it's probably best you didn't know about that. And we've all gone through difficult times in our life together. I think everyone has really grown and maybe somewhat even changed a bit throughout the past 4 years. For example, Greg, his name isn't even Greg anymore, it's Francis. I became great friends with people I never even thought I would sit with in class, and I personally made really amazing memories because of my classmates, so I know a lot of you guys probably have too. So on a more serious note, I wanted to thank the faculty, staff, and the class of 2020 for somehow making the past 4 years of pharmacy school the best of my life yet. I think sometimes we get really wrapped into running full speed at the next best thing, just like everyone does. We try and check off all of these standards on our list that we think are required from us in life because we feel the pressure of the world from our friends, families, colleagues in academic programs. But in reality, life is so short, and in situations when tragedy becomes really overwhelming and consumes our daily habits for the safety of others, I think it's really important to slow down and give ourselves time to realize what's important in life and how far we have come. Constantly being in stressful situations makes you forget to be happy in the moment. Granted, I realize success and happiness is defined to each of us differently, but trying to come up with ideas for the speech and reflecting back on pharmacy school, I didn't really think about any of the achievements anyone made. Instead, I thought about when Mamie's chair broke in the middle of an exam and the moments we'd wait for Raph to say something really sarcastic in the middle of class. And I'm thinking about us being told to take our hats off 50 times before an exam started. I'm thinking of sitting with Corey's peasants in class, and I'm thinking of myself and Courtney praying to God for something to get out of taking a state board exam and then watching her get a bloody nose all over her exam when it started. And I'm thinking of Wikipedia doing so well on every single exam and wondering if I'm just illiterate. But above all, I'm thinking of the great times we've had in our post-exam celebrations at the Steer. So the point is, I'm really grateful for the past 4 years with you all. You became my family, and I'm so lucky I got to meet all of you. We've dated each other, we've hated each other, but above all, we've created memories that we won't forget. We've worked so hard for so long, and I think we deserve to at least celebrate. To all the families who are unaware of the challenges of what pharmacy school is like, it's a little bit like that episode of Tiger King where the employee's arm gets ripped off by a tiger, but then they still decide to continue to work there at the zoo. So with that being said, thank you all for listening, and I'm glad that I was able to give somewhat of a speech today. I'm really going to miss you all, but I wish you the best of luck in your residencies, jobs, fellowships, or whatever you decide to pursue in the future. So congratulations to the class of 2020. Cheers.
Hello, my name is Gary Jastrab, and I'm president of the UB Alumni Association Board of Directors. It's my honor to congratulate you and to welcome you as a member of the UB Alumni Association. Your Alumni Association is more than 273,000 strong across the United States and around the world, and we're excited to see where your degree takes you. But before you think about what's next, I hope you'll take time to reflect on your UB journey. Remember what brought you to Buffalo, your classes and the professors that have made a lasting impression, the experiences that are uniquely UB, and of course, the lifelong friendships you made. I encourage you to stay connected to your UB friends and to the university. Your alumni status comes with many benefits and so many ways to stay connected to your alma mater. Everything you need to know can be found online at buffalo.edu/alumni. While I'm not standing in front of you on this momentous occasion, know that the entire UB family is standing beside you today and will be here every step of your journey. Congratulations on a job well done, and be sure to always keep your horns up.